Hi, everybody. Welcome to this month's edition of Room to Roam. It's sponsored by Visit Mendocino County. Yay! I'm Roberta Gonzales with Travis Scott. And what is your title again?
The Executive Director. Every time.
Every time. I always want to give him a promotion and call him the CEO of Visit Mendocino County, the president of Mendocino County and of the universe. I do. I have such a good time with you, and we had a great 3 days together.
Oh my gosh.
Visiting Mendocino County.
We've had a blast.
We've had a blast. So for about a year now, I have been saying to Travis, we need to feature camping in Mendocino County because that's what people love to do. Sure, we love to come and visit the wonderful bed and breakfast inns, but a lot of people, especially, I hate to say post-COVID because we're still experiencing a lot of cases, but a lot of people enjoy being outdoors. And so we went
glamping.
Yeah.
We're not going to call it camping because it was pretty bougie, but it was fantastic. So we started out at Mendocino Grove, which is just south of the village of Mendocino over on the coast.
Where Travis promised me there are no bears.
There are no bears.
Yeah, but the first thing I learned when we were there, that there was a bear sighting like 2 miles from the place, the establishment. But
there are no bears.
They're not.
I'm sticking to it.
But the California bear does not eat people, so that's okay. But no, they've never seen it there within Mendocino Grove. I cannot speak highly enough this place.
Right.
We arrived. I was giddy. You were giddy.
Totally.
We were so happy because it is glamping. The tents, as you're taking a look at right now, are just sturdy. They're beautiful. You come inside. To my surprise, we had electric blankets.
Yes.
Which one thing I really liked about Mendocino Grove is they constantly keep you updated on things that you need to bring before you head to Mendocino County.
They're in touch with you via text and email like a couple days as you're going into your trip there.
And I took a bunch of stuff.
And you, followed all the directions to the T. Thank you.
Yes, very much. And they still provided more than I ever anticipated.
Right.
So we spoke with Jake,
Yep.
the general manager, and here's what he had to say. How long have you been here at Mendocino Grove?
This is my 3rd season.
What brought you here?
I really love the idea of like pushing the boundaries with projects, and I had just finished opening as the general manager of the Thatcher Hotel in Hopland, and then this was the next venture. So I saw they were hiring for their general manager position, and I reached out to the owners, and we kind of just took it from there.
It's a completely different venue and journey for you from the Thatcher Hotel.
For sure. Yeah, I've typically been with like indoor experiences. So to be with a group and ownership team that really prides themselves in the outdoor experience that they're providing for, you know, guests of the Bay Area, Sacramento, and all of Northern California, it's a really good team here, and the product is excellent.
I am not a camper. So for probably a year, I've been saying to Travis, we need to do a segment on camping in Mendocino because every time I come up here, it's huge, it's big. People, especially after COVID and during COVID, people want to be outside. I never imagined anything so exquisite, so fun, and so decadent at the same time as Mendocino Grove.
Well, thank you, Roberta. Yeah, I obviously came to this property March 1st was my start date in 2020. So right at the beginning of the pandemic when things were shutting down.
Yes.
So it allowed us the space and time to finish some projects and marinate what that looks like for a camping experience for what we knew to be a whole new subset of guests and explorers and travelers coming to Mendocino Grove who, like yourself, it doesn't cross their consciousness to plan a trip around camping. So how can we really make Mendocino Grove as accessible as possible for folks that have not spent the night outdoors before? So we had some time to really think about that and dial in the services that those guests would need around starting the fire and also providing a complimentary breakfast snack and just these little things that if you could check some boxes for folks that are nervous around their meals or actually like being entertained and being comforted by fire, if we could take care of those services piece, then that would make that like entry to camping very accessible.
I think everybody loves the idea, the romancing idea of sitting around a fire and camping outdoors. But there's the fear also. For me, bears, California bears, mountain lion, coyotes, even the raccoons. And I particularly don't like the idea of sleeping on a ground because I was a Girl Scout and that's the only time I ever camped. We slept on the ground and it wasn't very comfortable. So how did you all ever envision something so grand?
Well, I think it's important for me personally. I get nervous about the tent setup itself with the stick pole tents. Like, I've done it. We've practiced it for emergency like scenarios here if we needed to move folks to pitch their own tents. But like that for me is the most arduous part of the whole like idea is like you drive and then you have to sit there and set it up. So we really love to think of our brand of true glamping. You know, we walk this very tight line between resort and campground. And for us, that's our theme. You know, we wanted to have these touches of resort life with the fresh flowers and the white tile and the really high-end finishes in the bathrooms and the common spaces, as well as the quality linens and the wool blankets that we put on the bed are very quality. So those are the small touches on the glamp part. But we do leave some room for exploration in the camp part. You know, we furnish the tents with just enough.
You're right. And do you think this is something that in this time and this generation that people are more steering towards? I mean, maybe something in the 60s and 70s were all about driving up in our VW buses and setting up the tents and really remote living and stuff. Do you think this is something that is now accommodating the masses?
Yeah, for sure. And I also, specifically this property, Mendocino Grove, its previous heydays were in the 70s. This was a very popular campground, and I lovingly say hippie hole in the 70s for folks in Northern California to pack your cars and do that. So our interpretation of that now is the same idea. We are that rebirth for camping, and we're really excited to do it in the same place.
I had to wrap my head around this. I really did, to think about, okay, I know it's going glamping, but at the same time, it's camping. And you, first of all, a few days ahead of time, start sending out, this is what you need, whether it's text or email. And I love that. And I was the Girl Scout where I followed every single rule on what to pack. And I may have overpacked only because I packed everything that was said to pack.
Yeah.
Maybe that might have been geared more towards wintertime, or maybe it's just because we've had an awesome summer. So I packed the layers of clothing. I packed the headlamps. I packed the flashlights. I packed the hand warmers. I packed the toe warmers. I packed the boots.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I think you should. Why not?
Yes.
Now you've like set this kit up so you can transfer your experience from glamping. And if you want to take that next step to the real camping, you're totally prepared. But we have such unpredictable weather here on the coast that we'd rather have our guests kind of overpack because I can't tell you how many beanies we sell from the fact that that list was not followed and then the beanies are flying off the shelves.
So what was amazing too is one thing I didn't see on the list, but I just emailed and I got a response right away, which I really appreciate because I hate waiting days on for a response to something that's needed. And I said, well, what about, I have an electric car. Do you have chargers? The answer was, first of all, good answer. No, we don't, but this is where you can find it. And you gave me instructions on where to get it. So it was great. Then secondly, I asked, is there like a USB for me to charge my phone? Because everybody has a phone anymore, right? And what's so cool is you guys wrote back and you have the lamps, which I didn't expect lamps in the room. That you have the lamps, and then you have little lanterns plugged in with a USB. And I saw people walking back and forth to the bathrooms last night, the common bathroom area, with their little lanterns. And here I had my headlamp, which I love, by the way.
They probably saw you and was like, wow, this woman camps a lot. She's brought her own headlamp. She's a pro.
And my flashlight, my LED flashlight, right? And I had my bear bells. No, I didn't. But I saw people carrying their little lanterns, which was very cool. So I just unplugged a lantern, plugged in my phone, and there you go. So accessible. But I loved your response, and I love that you do make it accessible. So I loved it when I first walked in and I saw a table and a laminated, it looked like to me, I said, the first thing I said is, oh, they have room service. But no, it was a wonderful hiking like menu per se.
Right.
And so this morning when I woke up, I arrived when it was dark last night. While I was going to bed sleeping, I thought I heard the ocean. I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I get to go to sleep to the ocean. This is really wonderful. I woke up this morning, unzipped my tent, and I'm on the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm on the ocean. And then I used my little menu, my hiking menu, to navigate myself around here. And it's a slice of heaven on earth.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a really handy how to successfully camp with us guide. We have all of our campground information on one side, and then our top 10 trails, beaches, places to eat in town on the other side. And guests get that at check-in, like an extended version of that map. And we always tell folks, hold on to this. There's a hard copy in your room, but also hold on to this and use this during your stay.
What was also truly amazing is to see all the other activities you offered. There's yoga.
There's yoga. There's daily breakfast. We did a lot of improvements. We built a commercial kitchen last winter for this season. So we're hoping to do an extended breakfast menu very soon. And then roll that into lunch and dinner. So every year we add another amenity and another, activity to the site.
So in case you're wondering why you're watching this, behind us here, this is actually where my tent is.
Yeah.
So I walk out, there's these big, beautiful trees, and the ocean is right behind us. I don't know if you can see the ocean through the trees, but this is it. This is Mendocino Grove in Mendocino County. So shall we go and have some s'mores?
Yeah, s'mores time. Let's get to the fire. Little morning fire.
Okay.
Okay, I love it.
Rolling hills and vineyard valleys, redwood forests, and a stunning coastline. Mendocino County features wineries, breweries, restaurants, and lovely places to stay. For a breath of fresh air and room to roam, visit Mendocino County.
It was a wonderful interview, and you couldn't ask for a better place for the scenery.
They are just, not only is the scenery gorgeous, sitting propped on the edge of the Pacific Ocean, but they're wonderful hosts as well.
It was amazing when I went to bed at night. I couldn't believe that I was actually listening to the ocean. And I hadn't seen the ocean because when we arrived, it was dark. And so in the morning, I text Travis and said, okay, sunrise is at 6:35, so I don't want to go outside until it's bright outside, right?
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden,
They turned on the floodlights.
that's what I text him. I go, Travis, we can go outside now. They turned on the floodlights. And I unzipped the tent, went outside. It wasn't floodlights, it was the sun had come up. They didn't have floodlights.
No.
No, but
But, what a great time roasting marshmallows, and the campfire valet was just lovely to have that service.
so Travis was supposed to light the campfire, and because I just thought, it would be a manly thing to do. I didn't want to show him my skills as a Girl Scout, so I asked him to go ahead and do it, and before you know it, he had called the camp valet.
Yep.
And they do that. That's what they do. They say that's what everybody does anymore.
Yep.
They come with the camp valet. They come with the wood
And the kindling and,
and the torch.
Yeah,
And then we were able to make s'mores.
Yep.
And that was just so good.
it was. So we're going to move on.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to head up north, just north of the village of Mendocino.
This was fun too.
It was a really cool place. We
And
had a great time.
A wonderful woman.
Yep, we had a great time meeting with Melissa, the general manager. And so we're going to take a stop at the Casper Beach RV and Campground.
So tell us about Casper Beach RV Park. It's not just for RVs.
No, we have tent camping, we have cabins. We also have a lot of people who park their tiny house here annually to use as a vacation getaway. So yeah, we have a section of that. And our general store is great for everyone going to the beach there. We have tons of stuff.
So you have log cabins also.
We have log cabins, yeah, they sleep four.
you
Some
have
of
a
them
lot of-
have decks. And
a lot of accommodations here, more than one would think.
Exactly.
Besides the RVs. Now, because of COVID, and I hate to say post-COVID because we're still well into it, but have you found an uptick in people coming in with their RVs?
Actually, I would say 2019, no COVID. Everything was, pretty busy. 2020 was just awkward. I mean, nothing and then a lot. 2021 was our mega year. We did amazing. We were crowded every single night. It was just like a weekend, 7 days a week. This year we're tapering off a bit because kids are going back to school some. People are going back to work, and I think the money isn't as available. So we're actually now it's pretty good because we're not crazy. We have enough people to keep us busy, but it's not insane. So I'd say it's a good balance this year.
So besides the influx of the RVs, did you find people also saying, I want to get outside and I want to tent?
Absolutely. Yeah, people are wanting to, just stay away from people. And so when you have your little tent site with the open air, you can get together with friends and feel safe.
With the tent and accommodations, if I wanted to come and camp and I'm not a camper, would I need help setting up my tent? Would you be able to do that?
My maintenance men are
Yes.
so wonderful. They would help you,
Okay.
but no, you would not need help. So,
Yay. So once I get here and I claim my land, put my stakes in and claim my camping space here, we're right on the ocean.
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, this is the best and I would say the safest beach in the area just because it's protected by a cove. So if you're a beginner surfer or if you're a paddle boarder or if you're, a mom with young kids, this is a safe beach.
I noticed at your general store, which is just so charming, but you have paddle boards for rent there.
We do.
Yeah, so I don't have to own my own. I could come and rent one.
You can come and rent one for
Would
a
I need a
reasonable
wetsuit?
price.
What's the temperature generally
The
like?
temperature is pretty cold.
About
but
56, I think, right now, 54.
I don't know. So, but
Yeah.
it's pretty cold. When I go out paddleboarding, I wear a thin wetsuit.
Okay.
But a lot of the younger kids, they're fine. They just go for it. So,
And then you have the kayaks. That's fabulous. So I could rent a kayak, I could rent a paddleboard, or I come with my own surfboard. You don't rent surfboards, right?
no, we stopped renting surfboards.
Okay, yeah, that's
So-
a little bit more difficult because you need the proper size. And I think everybody that does surf has their own. It's something that you just don't come out here and learn.
Yeah, insurance company told us to stop, so I said, okay.
But it's
So-
a nice stretch of beach for the kids.
It is, yeah.
Can you have bonfires out on the
You
beaches
can,
too?
you can.
Yeah, very, very cool. So what do you enjoy the best about Casper Beach here? And how long have you been here?
I've been here 22 years.
Wow, it's home. It's home.
What do I enjoy? Well, I obviously enjoy the people, but I love the fact that the sunsets on the beach are amazing. I love the fact that there are great hiking trails that you don't have to drive through. You just jump up, hop the trail, end up at the lighthouse. So, and it's super safe. I take my dog running almost daily up to South Casper, and the residents are so nice. So it's just a super safe place to be.
And of course, like all other places in Mendocino County, it's dog friendly.
It is dog
And
friendly.
I love
yeah.
Violet here. Violet loves it here also. You could tell Violet's just chilling out here. So what is your favorite thing to do besides the hiking?
My favorite thing to do, I have to say, is sitting by a fire and watching the sunset. I would say just walking around and seeing so many families enjoying themselves. Families don't get together in real life. They're so busy, with school and with work and with responsibilities, but they're literally just sitting there, they're laughing, they're roasting marshmallows. They're just hanging out.
And I think that if there's any positive that came out of COVID, that was one of them. It brought families together. So we're sitting here on a stage. What does this have to offer?
Well, on Saturdays during the summer, we have live music, generally local bands. So it's no charge. People park on the beach, they come out, they dance, they get something to drink in the store, have a picnic. But we end up with a great, a lot of locals show up. So
And this is the summertime. So in the wintertime, I have just fallen in love with this place so much. In the wintertime, I'm just going to come here and dance. So we'll let people know that they can come.
They can come and
I will
dance.
put on a show of dancing for them. Maybe you'll join me on that one. So if I wanted to bring my RV up here, what is generally a cost of, what do you do? Do you rent a slip a lot? Or what is?
You rent a slip. It has power, water, sewer, cable TV. I don't like to advertise it, but we do have Wi-Fi. A lot of people want to just like, you know, disconnect, which is good. So then there's a fire ring, a picnic table, and and we just have a lot of maintenance people just driving around, making sure you're comfortable, getting rid of your garbage, and
affordability?
I would say it's about $60 a night for an RV site, and about $50 a night for a tent site.
Wow, that's wonderful. And the log cabins?
The cabins are about 110, and they sleep 4.
Sleep 4 people. Bathroom inside. No bathroom inside.
No bathroom
okay.
inside.
Shower?
That's no shower
that's
inside.
okay.
Yeah, that's separate. But we have these great bathrooms here.
Okay,
Tile
wonderful.
showers, kept clean. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds all amazing. And we notice there's a little playground for the kids too.
Yeah, the kids' playground. We do. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. And you're open up all year round?
All year round. Yeah, I've been known to serve cookies on Christmas. So.
So what is the busiest time? Obviously you would think summer, but I know like in the Bay Area, September and October are pristine months for
The weather
tourists.
is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. September, October, and even a good part of November. So we're pretty busy with the RV sites, with the cabins. Not so busy for tent camping, but we still have tent campers.
Tell me about the amenities as far as if I was in a log cabin, it's not facilitated with a restroom or
Right.
shower, but you do have those facilities.
We do have those facilities. The log cabins, actually, they have, you know, beds, mattresses. We don't provide the bedding. They have microwaves, heaters, and refrigerators.
Okay.
So at least you have a place to store your food.
Okay.
The restrooms, we have tile showers. We have nice flushing toilets, plug-ins for your curling iron, blow dryers.
Oh, cool.
And then for those who have forgotten things, we have our store with drinks and snacks and boogie boards.
Maybe soap and shampoo.
Absolutely, all of that stuff.
That's good. That's
So-
good.
Yeah,
Everything accessible.
everything, yes.
Mendocino County, vibrant with incredible views offering amazing outdoor activities from hiking, biking, and kayaking to wine and beer tasting, gallery hopping, and golfing. Try rail biking. For more adventures, visit animal preserves. And when it's time to take a break, relax at sidewalk cafes and restaurants. Stay longer at any lovely inn throughout the area. For a breath of fresh air and room to roam, visit Mendocino County.
So again, one thing I think that we learned the most on this 3-day trip of visiting campgrounds is that you don't have to tent. You can if you want. And if you have difficulties assembling your tent, there's always somebody to help you. You can RV. If you don't have an RV, you can actually rent one. And also, if you don't want to be in a tent or RV, I could not believe how many log cabins are available.
Log cabins or rental units, tiny house rental units.
Tiny houses,
yeah.
weren't those gorgeous?
Super cool. So we kind of did it in levels, right? We entered at the freshman level of glamping, and then we kind of moved to more advanced as the trip went on.
Well, freshman level as far as learning.
Right. That's
But
what I mean.
Mendocino Grove is where the resort meets camping.
Right.
And then we decided, okay, if we really wanted to give it a go at camping,
Right.
what do we do? And we went to Casper Beach.
Yep.
And then we had our choices of the tent,
Exactly.
RV, or the log cabin.
log cabin.
And then we jumped on the road, which is a beautiful, beautiful drive.
Yep. And we went all the way south on Highway 1, crossed the Navarro River, and further south to the little town of Manchester.
And I have to throw in though, because if people do have electric vehicles, everywhere you go throughout Mendocino County, there is some place to charge, including Elk, a community of 240 people. They have a charger point
Right, we
right
pulled
there across
over,
the street
yep.
from the deli.
We pulled over and had a little tailgate lunch.
We did,
And
we did.
Roberta got to plug in her electric car.
And we're
to
showing you the pictures of that right now. We
Yep.
had cheese, crackers, and pears off your mom's tree.
Yep.
And that was wonderful. So then we made it to Manchester.
We went down to Manchester and we met with Yolanda Orozco at the Manchester Beach
Now-
KOA campground.
This was wonderful too, but I think this is where I would have to begin to really learn how to camp.
Yes.
This is a KOA site.
It's a KOA site, and it's about 3/4 of a mile from the water, from the ocean, but you still get that ocean sound.
Yes,
And the ocean breeze.
definitely.
But talk about fully equipped. I mean, this is the family place to go, right? I mean,
It
they
was
had an-
62 degrees and kids were jumping in and out of the pool.
Yeah.
Because kids don't know temperature. They don't care. If there's water, if there's a pool, they're in it.
So yeah, the kids are in the pool. They had an arcade.
There was
they have
an
a
arcade.
whole camper kitchen where you can cook actually like in a community kitchen there that's outdoors. I mean, they had a billiard table, you name it. It was set up for families just to go, relax, and have a really nice time.
And stay for a while.
Stay for a while.
And that's the one thing I've learned about all of these resorts, resort camping, glamping, or just downright camping, is that it's not a one-day minimum. You really have to have 2 days, and I learned why. In order to get the full experience, you
Right.
need at least 2 days.
You have to just like relax and get to your Mendocino time zone, you know?
And don't worry about getting a little dirt underneath your fingernails.
That's right.
Right? Yolanda was an interesting interview, and here's what she had to say.
Right.
How long have you been here?
30 years.
30 years.
Yes.
You must like it then.
It's home.
It's
I
home.
love it.
Oh, wonderful.
It's not work. It's home.
What makes you like it so much being here?
People, Mother Nature, little paradise.
Little paradise, yeah.
Yes.
So, have you seen a lot of people since, we want to say post-COVID, but COVID's still going on, but are you seeing a lot of people?
Actually, I have to tell you that during COVID, I think 2021, half of 2020 and 2021, that's when we were the most busy. This year is been a little bit less.
But what would that be like? Because people want to come out and be in the outdoors?
It was the only way to be safe. And you know, as you can see, our spaces are big. So there is enough space for people to, although they were here, they still were able to not be together with others. And even though the store had a lot of restrictions with the face masking and the distance and everything, they had a big playground.
So what brings people here to Manchester Beach KOA?
Relax, forget the day-to-day grind. And at this particular place, you know, I have 3-4 generations where the grandpas start camping. It was on their blood, and you know, it's just family.
So it's like a family tradition for people to
Yes.
come year after year, generation after generation. So what do you
Yes.
have to offer here? You have RVs, you have these spectacular log cabins behind us, right?
Yes.
Do you have tents?
We have RVs from full hookups, partial hookups. We have 10 sites. We also have the cabins like these ones behind that are just sleeping accommodations with beds, overhead lights, and heater. 2 loft lodges, which are fully equipped with bathroom, shower, microwave, dishes, TV. It's like a little house. But we don't provide bedding. Everybody has to bring their own bedding. So it's another thing that people, I think they like it because very clean.
How about, do you provide in the little houses, the log cabins, do you also provide a refrigerator and a microwave?
No,
No,
those
so-
are just sleeping accommodations.
Okay, so do you have a common ground for that here for people to go to use a microwave or?
They, for microwave, the camper kitchen has electrical taps. It has picnic tables, sinks, and microwave.
Okay.
No refrigerators. They have to bring their own coolers. So they still camping, but they
yeah.
have an indoor warmest.
Indoors to
place.
stay warm, right? But they
Yes.
still have camping, the feel of camping and the task
Yes.
of camping as well. So you've been out here 30 years now. What is your favorite part besides seeing the people? Do you ever go for a swim? Because you have a pool here.
Hardly. I don't have time. I used to do it because my kids, I have 4 kids, and they grew up right here. I used to live here, and so I used to go with them. Now, not so much.
Yeah, not so much now, but
No, but I enjoy it, just to be outdoors and with Mother Nature and wildlife, and it's just so peaceful and relaxing. I just love it.
so I can hear the ocean in the background, so it's not very far away. Do you find that people come here to relax and to be family-like, but also just to go and jump in the ocean, or how far away is it?
It's 3/4 of a mile.
Okay.
We do have a trail that goes out of the property, and it's about 25-minute walk. It's a beautiful trail. And mostly when people come here is because of the ocean. Before it was for abalone diving.
Oh boy.
And now that abalone is no longer, they still come just to relax, just to tune out, to recharge.
Yep, that sounds like a really good idea. I think I could get really recharged here, but relax first. I'm telling you, there's something about the temperature here and just the sense of relaxation. It's like great napping weather, wouldn't you think?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
After lunch especially.
So what else can you do in the area here? If we come here to RV or to stay in the log cabins, what can we do?
Usually the main things when people come here, besides relaxing, having your campfire at night, roasting marshmallows, the Point Arena Lighthouse
Oh, yes.
is 6 miles south, and then we have the Bryan Preserve. There is the
Fran's Bakery?
Franny's Bakery
Franny's
too,
Bakery,
which
yeah.
is great.
Yes, it is.
And then you have the Estornera Lands, which is a national monument that people like to do about 7 miles of bluff trails. Yes, so yeah, usually that's what they do. If they want to drive further south, Fort Ross is a great historical place to go. Many of them come to go to Sea Ranch, the golf course, and just
yeah.
to see the architecture of the Sea Ranch, which is only 35 minutes from here.
So there's a lot to do once you come to
Yes.
Manchester. So for people at home that don't know exactly where we are, so we are on the coast. You have Point Arena here, you have Manchester here, you have Elk here,
Yes.
right? Then you make a right-hand turn and you could go left to Mendocino.
Yes.
How far is Walla from here?
Gualala.
Yeah, how far is that from here?
It's 25 miles.
And that's beautiful because you can go to the museum there, the art museum.
Gualala Center
Yes.
puts a first-rate shows over there.
Walla. They do. I just
Gualala.
like to say the name of that city. Just,
Yes,
let's all go to Walla.
that's my new home.
Is it your new home? Is that where
That's
you're living?
where I live.
So you commute.
Yes, I do.
And so what do you think about the squirrels in the trees right now behind us? And I hear them eating and dropping their food. I can hear this and I keep waiting for one of them to land on my head.
They're
any moment.
looking at you saying, "Oh, you are a new visitor. I'm gonna give you a show."
Yes, they are, right? Yeah. So
Yes.
Yolanda, if you've been here for 30 years, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen here?
Crazies mean the most fun or the most horrible?
Both. I want to hear both stories. Have you seen yourself a mountain lion?
No,
No mountain lion.
No.
Have you seen yourself a bear?
no,
Have you seen yourself a cougar?
no,
You know cougars from Danville?
no.
Okay. How about
The crazy stuff is having the whole herd of cows from my neighbors, you know.
and they come running through here?
It
Like-
was when winter time, and I used to live on the house on the end, and we have cameras and we have a light by the entryway. So when someone comes in, we can see through it as soon as the herd of cows. But I'm talking about 30 or 50 cows that got loose from across the street, the farm, and just come stamping right here. And we are sitting in the dining room. We saw the light on, so of course we took a look and see these cows just running. And I had a customer on number 59. He has his 2 dogs, so he comes running to try to stop the dogs. He didn't realize how many, and they start chasing him to his
Oh,
side.
he thought it was Pampelona. He was Pampelona, yeah, right? It was the running of
Because
the bulls.
the
running of the
dogs-
cows.
The dogs start barking at the cows, and the cows just took off after the dogs. That
Oh, I
was the
bet.
cutest thing.
That was
Yes.
the cutest thing. That not the craziest thing, but the cutest thing.
Yes.
Okay, I'll take that one. That's a good story. I'll
Yeah.
remember that one. When you stop and think about it, anybody working 30 years at one place, it's a career.
It's a career. And Yolanda has made it a fabulous career, and she's wonderful at what she does.
Oh, she's just the best. She should own the place if she
know.
doesn't already. And did you just not love her Pampelona story?
Oh my gosh, that was great.
Running of the bulls
Running
at the
of the Bulls at the
KOA.
KOA in Manchester.
I love that. So again, today we talked about Mendocino Grove, which is in Mendocino. It's right past the Little River Inn if you're heading out towards Fort Bragg area. It's only about, what, a 5-minute drive from Little River Inn?
Yep.
We went there. That's true glamping. Every single one of my friends would love that.
Right.
All right. And then we got on the road,
Right.
and we head on over to Casper Beach,
Right.
which again is a fantastic beach. It reminds me of like in Hawaii where you call Baby Beach.
Right.
And it's because it's great for your kids. It's safe for your kids. You could still paddleboard there because it's not really rough because it's in
Right,
that
it's
cove.
kind of in a cove, yep.
And speaking of paddleboarding, you can rent everything you want from Melissa.
Right, the paddle boards, the kayaks, and then don't forget Friday night music
Oh, that's very
on their
cool.
little stage.
Not just for the people staying there, but the locals are welcome to enjoy,
Right.
it
Exactly.
as well. And then also, our last pit stop happened to be at Manchester KOA.
Right, so we jumped in the car, headed back south, and we went to Manchester KOA, which was super cool place.
Super cool. So we have all the information you need about these wonderful camping, glamping, excursions, adventures, journeys online at visitmendocino.com.
yeah.
And yeah, sign up quickly because reservations go fast. I must say that. People just want to be outdoors now after 2020.
Right.
Right?
Well, thank you so much for spending 3 days with me, Roberta.
you.
We've had a blast.
Can we
as
just promote
usually
what we're
do.
doing next time?
Right, yes, of course.
Yes. Go ahead. Tell them what we're doing next time.
Oh, so next month we'll be bringing you a special on Coro Mendocino wines. And we brought in the winemakers from the 2019 vintage and got to get quite the education. So
Honestly, I know people who would pay money, fistfuls of money, to be able to sit down and have a round table conversation with a glass of wine with 6
Right.
winemakers
Right.
and just pick their brain
Yep.
about winemaking and about Coro Mendocino. What is Coro Mendocino? How did this group come together? What kind of wine do they produce or promote or endorse?
Yep.
And we have all the answers to that coming up on October 15th. So you want to join us for that audio and video podcast at that particular time.
right, so we'll see you next month.
Thank you for always having me, inviting me up. I just have the time of my life every time I'm in Mendocino County because I have room to roam. And they have a Travis Scott,
Yep.
Executive Director.
Executive Director. I was waiting to see if you would remember. this
Visit
time.
Mendocino County. I'm Roberta Gonzales. Take care of one another, and we'll see you again next month. Cheers.